Picture this. It is 7:30 in the morning. The kitchen smells like toast. The coffee is brewing. You sit down to what you have always believed is a healthy, responsible breakfast. The same breakfast you have eaten for 20, maybe 30 years, and you feel good about it. You are making good choices, taking care of yourself. But by 9:00 a.m., something strange happens. Your energy crashes like a wave hitting a wall. Your hands feel a little shaky. Your vision blurs slightly at the edges. Your mood drops. You feel foggy, sluggish, heavy, and you have not even been awake for 2 hours yet. You blame it on not sleeping well, or getting older, or maybe you just need another cup of coffee. But here is what nobody has told you. That crash, that specific, predictable morning crash, is not about sleep. It is not about age. It is about what is sitting right there on your breakfast plate. My friends, if you are over 60, your blood sugar does not behave the same way it did at 40. Not even close. Every morning, your body wakes up from an overnight fast with one goal: to restore balance. And what you eat in the first hour sets the tone for your blood sugar, your energy, your mood, and even your inflammation levels for the entire rest of the day. Many people believe that as long as a food says heart healthy or whole grain on the label, it is safe, that it is even good for them. And I want to tell you today that is a myth. Some of the most trusted, most beloved, most commonly recommended breakfast foods are silently spiking your blood sugar to dangerous levels every single morning. And for seniors specifically, those spikes are far more damaging than most doctors take the time to explain. Here is the truth. After 60, your pancreas becomes slower at releasing insulin. Your cells become less responsive to it. This condition is called insulin resistance, and it does not just affect diabetics. Millions of seniors are living with prediabetes and don't know it. When you eat the wrong foods at breakfast, you are not just getting a sugar spike. You are triggering inflammation, damaging blood vessels, disrupting hormones, and accelerating aging at the cellular level. But here is the good news. Once you know which 4 foods are doing this to you and why, you can stop it starting tomorrow morning. Today, I am going to walk you through the 4 worst breakfast foods spiking your blood sugar. Every morning, I will explain the exact mechanism, why each one hits seniors so hard. Specifically, I will tell you what to eat instead, and I will share the stories of patients who made simple swaps and saw remarkable changes in their energy, their weight, and even their blood pressure in just weeks. Stay with me all the way to the end, because after the 4 foods, I am going to reveal one bonus morning habit that can reduce your blood sugar spike by up to 36%, no matter what you eat. That one is a game changer. Let us begin. Food number 4, fruit juice, including 100% orange juice. This one is going to surprise a lot of you, because you have been told your whole life that orange juice is healthy. It has vitamin C. It comes from fruit. It feels wholesome and natural. And every morning, millions of seniors pour themselves a tall glass without a second thought. Here is what actually happens inside your body. The moment that juice hits your bloodstream, it delivers a massive surge of sugar with virtually zero fiber to slow it down. A single 8-ounce glass of orange juice contains the equivalent sugar of eating 4 oranges at once. But when you eat 4 whole oranges, the fiber in the fruit slows the sugar absorption dramatically. When you drink the juice, that fiber is gone. The sugar rockets straight into your blood with nothing to slow it down. In seniors specifically, this is particularly dangerous. A 2019 study published in the journal Diabetes Care followed adults over 65 and found that those who consumed fruit juice daily had a 21% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who ate whole fruit. Speed of the sugar hit matters enormously. And at your age, your pancreas simply cannot respond fast enough. The result? A spike followed by a crash. That is the shaky, foggy, exhausted feeling you experience mid-morning, not a coincidence, a direct consequence. Let me tell you about Alina, a 68-year-old retired bookkeeper from Ohio who came to see me about 18 months ago. Alina was frustrated and confused. She had been watching her diet, carefully avoiding sweets, cooking at home, but every morning she woke up tired, and by 10 a.m. she felt like she needed to go back to sleep. Her blood sugar readings at home were erratic, sometimes fine, sometimes alarming, with no pattern she could identify. When we sat down and went through her morning routine together, Alina mentioned almost as an afterthought, "Oh, I always have a glass of orange juice. I have had it every morning since my 30s. That was the culprit. We removed the juice and replaced it with half a whole orange instead. Within 10 days, Alina sent me a message saying she had not felt that mid-morning crash once. Her fasting blood sugar had dropped 14 points. She said, and I will never forget this, I feel like someone finally turned the lights back on. What to eat instead? Asterisk, eat the whole fruit, not the juice. A small orange, a handful of berries, or half an apple delivers the natural sugars your body can handle, along with the fiber, the water, and the nutrients that make those sugars safe. Food number 3, flavored yogurt. Now, yogurt itself is one of the healthiest foods you can eat. Plain yogurt, full-fat Greek yogurt. Extraordinary for blood sugar, gut health, and muscle support. But I am not talking about plain yogurt. I am talking about the kind lining the shelves of every grocery store, the strawberry, the vanilla, the blueberry, the peach, the light and fit varieties that look like they have a picture of health on every container. Here is what most people do not realize. A single serving of flavored low-fat yogurt can contain 20 to 26 grams of added sugar. That is more sugar than a glazed donut. And because the manufacturers removed the fat, the very thing that would slow sugar absorption, that sugar hits your bloodstream with almost no resistance at all. The mechanism here is particularly cruel for seniors. When fat is stripped out of dairy, your body loses the hormonal signal called GIP, which normally helps moderate your insulin response. After eating, you are left with a sugar delivery system dressed up in health packaging. A 2021 analysis in the asterisk British Medical Journal reviewed the sugar content of over 900 yogurt products and found that flavored low-fat yogurts were among the highest sugar foods in the entire dairy aisle, worse even than many dessert products. I think of my patient Raymond, a 72-year-old retired civil engineer from Florida. Raymond was meticulous. Everything in his diet was carefully considered. He exercised 3 times a week. He never ate candy or cake, and yet his A1C, his 3-month blood sugar average, kept creeping upward every single year. His doctor was discussing medication. When I reviewed Raymond's full food diary, one thing jumped out immediately. Every single morning, Raymond ate 2 containers of low-fat blueberry yogurt. He had read an article years ago that said it was one of the best things a senior could eat for gut health. He was eating 48 grams of sugar before 8 a.m. We switched him to plain full-fat Greek yogurt with a tablespoon of ground flaxseed and a few fresh blueberries. 6 weeks later, Raymond's A1C had dropped by 0.4 points without any other changes. His doctor postponed the medication conversation entirely. Raymond told me, "I was so proud of eating that yogurt every morning. I can't believe it was working against me the whole time." What to eat instead? Plain full-fat Greek yogurt with real berries. Add a drizzle of honey only if needed. The fat slows the sugar, the protein fills you up, and you get the probiotic benefits you we're looking for without the hidden sugar bomb. Before we get to the top two, and these next two are the ones that will genuinely shock you, I want to ask you something. If you are finding this video eye-opening, if you are starting to realize that some of what you have trusted for years may have been quietly working against your health, please take a moment right now to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. Every single week, I break down the research on healthy aging in plain language. No confusion, no scare tactics, just the truth. And your subscription helps me reach more seniors who need exactly this information. Now let us keep going, because food number 2 is one most people would never suspect. Food number 2, instant oatmeal. I know, I can already feel the resistance. Oatmeal is supposed to be the gold standard of senior breakfast. It is on every approved list. Every cardiologist recommends it. Every magazine article praises it. And here is the thing, they are half right. Oats are genuinely remarkable for blood sugar, but there is a critical distinction that almost no one talks about. Instant oatmeal and real oats are not the same food. Here is what happens during the manufacturing of instant oatmeal. The oats are pre-cooked, pressed flat and dried so they reconstitute in hot water in 90 seconds. During this process, the starch structure is fundamentally changed. The glycemic index of steel-cut oats is around 55. The glycemic index of instant oatmeal packets, especially flavored ones, can reach as high as 83. That is nearly in the same territory as white bread. And then add the sugar. The most popular flavored instant oatmeal packets, brown sugar, maple syrup, apple cinnamon, contain between 12 and 18 grams of added sugar per single serving. You are not eating breakfast. You are eating dessert that happens to smell like the morning. For seniors, the equation is even more damaging. A 2018 study from Harvard's T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that rapidly digested refined carbohydrates, exactly the kind found in processed instant oatmeal, were associated with a 33% increased risk of cardiovascular events in adults over 60. The blood sugar spike triggers inflammation, and in aging blood vessels, that inflammation accumulates over time. Let me tell you about Carolyn, a 65-year-old retired high school principal from Tennessee. Carolyn had been eating a packet of maple brown sugar instant oatmeal every single morning for 11 years. She made it with water, not milk, because she had read that was healthier. She felt like she was doing everything right. But Carolyn came to me with persistent fatigue, unexplained weight gain around her midsection, and blood pressure readings that had quietly climbed 18 points over 3 years. During our consultation, she mentioned almost apologetically, "I hope you're not going to take away my oatmeal. It's the one part of my morning routine I actually enjoy." I did not take away her oatmeal. I upgraded it. I replaced the instant packets with steel-cut oats, cooked with cinnamon and topped with walnuts and a small handful of blueberries. Same warm, comforting experience, completely different impact on her blood sugar. 8 weeks later, Carolyn's morning energy had transformed. Her blood pressure had dropped 11 points, and she told me with genuine delight, "It actually tastes better. I don't know why I was eating that packet stuff for so long." What to eat instead? Steel-cut oats or old-fashioned rolled oats, not instant, not flavored. Cook them from scratch. Top with cinnamon, which has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, and add nuts or seeds for healthy fats to slow sugar absorption further. Food number 1, white bread and toast, including wheat bread. This is the number 1 blood sugar saboteur at the breakfast table, and I want to be very specific here because the marketing around bread has become extraordinarily deceptive, and seniors in particular have been misled. White bread is almost universally understood to be a poor blood sugar choice. But what about wheat bread, multigrain bread, made with whole grains? Here is the truth most people never learn. The majority of commercially sold wheat and multigrain breads are made primarily with refined white flour with a small amount of whole grain, added for color and marketing purposes. If the first ingredient on the label is enriched wheat flour, that is white flour. The bread is functionally white bread in a brown costume. Here is the mechanism. Refined flour is stripped of its bran and germ, the fiber-rich outer layers that slow sugar absorption. What remains is essentially predigested starch. The moment it hits your stomach, digestive enzymes break it down into glucose in minutes. Your blood sugar spikes rapidly. Your aging pancreas scrambles to release insulin, and what your cells cannot use immediately gets stored as fat, particularly around the abdomen. A landmark 2020 study published in Cell, one of the most respected scientific journals in the world, found that white bread produced a greater blood sugar spike than almost any other food tested. And critically, the researchers found that individual responses varied enormously, meaning some people experienced spikes nearly twice as high as others eating the exact same piece of toast. For seniors with early insulin resistance, that variability skews hard in the wrong direction. But here is what makes this uniquely damaging at breakfast specifically. After your overnight fast, your cortisol levels are naturally at their highest first thing in the morning. Cortisol makes you more insulin resistant. It is a normal part of your circadian rhythm, which means that the same piece of toast eaten at 7 a.m. causes a dramatically larger blood sugar spike than it would at noon. Researchers call this the dawn phenomenon. It is well documented and most people have never heard of it. I want to tell you about Walter, a 74-year-old retired postal worker from Michigan. Walter came to see me after his wife insisted. She was worried about his memory. His energy had been declining steadily. He was sleeping more during the day than at night. His mood had become flat and irritable in the mornings. His primary care doctor had run some tests, found nothing dramatically wrong, and told him it was just getting older. Walter's breakfast, every single morning for 40 years, 2 slices of whole wheat toast with margarine and jam. He had switched to whole wheat from white bread in the 1980s because a doctor told him it was heart healthy, and he had never questioned it since. When I looked at his continuous glucose monitor data, a simple device that tracks blood sugar in real time, the picture was unmistakable. Every morning within 30 minutes of breakfast, Walter's blood sugar spiked to 178 milligrams per deciliter. Then it crashed. Then came the fatigue. Then came the brain fog. Then came the irritability. This had been happening every single morning for decades. We replaced the toast with 2 scrambled eggs cooked in olive oil, a slice of avocado, and a small handful of cherry tomatoes. Walter was skeptical. He thought breakfast without bread was not breakfast, but within 3 weeks the morning fog had lifted. His wife called me to say she had her husband back. His blood sugar after breakfast now peaked at 112, a 66-point difference. Walter told me, "I thought I was just old. I didn't realize I had been starting every single day by poisoning myself." What to eat instead? Eggs, the best blood sugar-friendly breakfast food in existence. Protein and fat, no sugar impact. Pair with avocado, vegetables, or a small piece of smoked salmon. If you truly love bread, look for 100% whole grain sourdough. The fermentation process lowers its glycemic impact significantly. The bonus, the 10-minute morning walk. Now I promised you one more thing before we wrap up, and this is the force multiplier that makes everything else more effective. It is not a supplement. It is not a complicated protocol. It is a 10-minute walk after breakfast. Here is the science. A 2022 study published in Sports Medicine compared the blood sugar impact of a single 2-minute walk, a 5-minute walk, and a 10-minute walk after meals. The 10-minute post-meal walk reduced blood sugar spikes by 36% compared to sitting still. A 2018 study from the University of Otago found that 3 10-minute walks, one after each meal, were more effective at controlling blood sugar across the day than a single 30-minute walk in the morning. The mechanism is elegant. When you use your leg muscles, even at a gentle walking pace, your muscle cells absorb glucose directly from your bloodstream without needing insulin to do it. It is like opening a back door for the sugar to exit. This is especially powerful in the 30 to 60 minutes after eating, when blood sugar is at its peak. You do not need to walk fast. You do not need special shoes or a fitness tracker. Just step outside or walk around your home for 10 minutes after breakfast. That single habit combined with removing the 4 foods we covered today can transform your mornings and potentially your long-term health in ways that would take medication months to achieve. My friends, we have covered a lot today, and I want to take a moment before we finish to say something I genuinely mean. The fact that you watched this entire video, that you stayed curious, that you were willing to question habits you have had for decades, that tells me everything about who you are. You are someone who has not given up, someone who still believes that how you feel tomorrow can be better than how you feel today, and you are absolutely right. I know it can be frustrating. You have been doing what you were told. You have read the labels. You chose the whole wheat. You had your orange juice. You ate the light yogurt, and all along, your body was struggling in ways that nobody connected to your breakfast table. That was not your fault, but now you know, and now you can choose differently. You do not have to change everything at once. Start with one swap, just one. Maybe it is trading the instant oatmeal for steel-cut oats this week. Maybe it is putting the juice away and eating a whole orange instead. Small changes made consistently add up to something extraordinary. Your body is listening. At every age, it responds to better inputs. I have watched patients in their 70s and 80s reverse patterns that their doctors told them were permanent, simply by changing what was on their breakfast plate. It is never too late. You deserve to wake up with energy. You deserve mornings that feel clear and strong. And you deserve to know the truth about what you are eating. If this video helped you see your breakfast in a new light, please hit the like button right now. It takes 1 second, and it tells YouTube to share this information with other seniors who need it just as much as you do. Subscribe to this channel if you want this kind of research-backed, plain language health information every single week. We are building a community of people who refuse to accept that slowing down is just what happens. It does not have to be. Share this video with one person in your life, a spouse, a sibling, a friend who you know is eating one of these 4 foods every morning. You might change their next decade. And if this video resonated with you, you are going to love our next video, where I reveal the 5 foods that actually lower blood sugar naturally, foods you can add to your breakfast starting tomorrow. The results some of our community members have seen in just 30 days will truly amaze you. It is coming up next. I will see you there.